Hello everybody, I am Marlisha, also known as Marlisha Muses. I want to welcome you to my booktube channel, which is Marlisha's Meanderings, and I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I am here today to talk about TBRs and readalongs. Yes, I said TBRs. I know I said in another video that I would not do TBRs. I don't do TBRs because they make me stressed out. But something occurred to change that. It's called summer readalongs. Okay, I allowed myself to get hooked into at least 3 readalongs, 2 for the month of June and 1 for the summer. So I'm going to take you on a little journey with me to show you what I am planning on reading so far. The first readalong I want to talk about is the June on the Range read-along, which goes through the month of June, and as it sounds, it is Westerns. I don't really read Westerns. I watch them. You know, I loved Shane and True Grit and all that kind of thing. Stagecoach, all that stuff. I do watch Westerns. I just never really read any. I can't even remember reading Shane, although I remember teaching to the kids in school when I homeschooled. But for that read-along, my primary book, there may be others, but my primary book is going to be The Virginian by Owen Wister, or Weister. I'm not sure how that is pronounced. So this will be my primary book. I may read short stories as well, so I can get some things finished, because this book, I believe, is well over, let's see here, Virginian. I thought it was over 400 pages. I guess it's not. So this one is not going to qualify for Big Book Summer, but it is a fairly hefty book. It's about almost 400 pages. So that's the first book I want to talk about. I also have a couple other books in the wings. I have one that's a Christian Western romance kind of thing, and I have one that is, I don't have it to show you because I only have it on Kindle. It's huge. It's got like 100 novels in it, all Westerns. It's like almost 3,000 pages, and it has all these great Western authors, but it doesn't have, I believe it was Zane Grey, the one they left out. They left out one of the big ones, and I think it was Zane Grey, and I kind of scratched my head at that. But I may or may not read that one during the along. It's huge. Now, the next read along is the it's called Journey with the Inklings. And the Journey with the Inklings, let me put my glasses on here. I forget who started this one. I think it's Luminous Libro who started this. And it's about all things Inklings related, like Tolkien, Lewis. She's got a list of authors on here: C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien, Warren Lewis, who I think is possibly C.S. Lewis's brother. I don't know. I'd have to check that out. Hugo Dyson, Owen Barfield, Jack A. W. Bennett, Lord David Cecil, Neville Coghill, Adam Fox, Robert Harvard, and they're honorary Inklings as well, or Lincoln adjacent. So apparently you can read not just the Inklings group, which was a literary group. I think they were centered in Oxford, who would talk about their writings and critique each other and things like that. They also have honorary Inklings or Inkling adjacent, like Dorothy Sayers, who I will be reading for this, Edward Tangi Lean, James Dundas Grant, Colin Hardy, Gervais Matthew, R.B. McCullum, Courtney Edward Stevens, John Wayne, not the actor, it's John W-A-I-N, Charles Leslie Wren, Roy Campbell, and E.R. Edison. So you have people who are the actual Inklings, and then you have people who are Inkling adjacent that you can read. And this goes on for the month of June, but she's very open-ended and supportive of you going further if you want to. And the thing I found that is very interesting in this is, well, before I tell you what I find out is very interesting in this, I want to show you the book I'm going to be reading for this. This is the primary book, The Fellowship of the Inklings, and this one is over 400 pages. This is over 600 pages. So it's backwards as I look at it. The Fellowship The Literary Lives of the Inklings, J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, Owen Barfield, Charles Williams. I guess they are the primary, maybe? I guess I'll find out as I read this. I don't know a whole lot about the Inklings, despite the fact that I love the material. Now, she allows you to read. She's got a challenge to go with this. So you can read, you know, The Hobbit or Father Brown or whatever it is that, that's Chesterton. I'm not sure that's in here. You can read, I'd have to check out Chesterton, but you can read Tolkien's works, The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, Silmarillion, or Lewis's Narnia series, things like that. C.S. Lewis, Swiftly Tilting, what's the name of it? There's one he has that is science fiction fantasy, and I can't remember what the name of it is. I always get it mixed up with Madeleine L'Engle's second and third books. But you have a variety of authors to choose from, and then she has Hero's Journeys challenges. She has 8 of them. I'm going to have all this in the description box below the video. The first challenge is an encounter a wise member. So read the Bible. Okay, for that one, I am going to do that one, because I do it every day anyway, or try to, is to read this book. It's a meditation on John put out by Blessed is She. So it's on the Gospel of John, and it's actually a Bible study. I probably won't finish this in June because it looks like it's pretty long. It's a pretty thick book. It's over 100 pages. So I don't think that I'll be able to finish this because it's day by day. You don't get to choose, oh, I'll read X amount of pages. You have to go day by day. And it's almost 170 pages. And I'm not sure how many days this is divided into because I haven't had a chance to really look it up. It's got beautiful pictures in it and things like that. It has pages to write in. I don't write in these books, so I can use them over again, but they do have pages. So this is also for the Inklings. Okay, that was your first challenge. The second challenge, research ancient legends. You're reading a nonfiction Inkling book or an essay or something like that. Set out on a quest, which means read a fiction Inkling book, a novella, short story. It's like The Lord of the Rings or something, okay? Discover hidden magic. Read a new to you Inkling book, novella, short story, poem, essay, etc. That should be easy enough for me because I'm only really familiar with C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien in that group. So it'll be fun to see if I have time to look at other authors in that group in the time allotted. I will probably extend it to include the whole summer since we have that option, but we'll see. Rescue the Damsel is the 5th prompt. So you read poetry by the Inklings. And she said that if you read Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, there's poetry in there, so you've got that covered. Restore a magical sword, which is reading a book influenced by the Inklings or that influenced the Inklings. So that'll be interesting to read, to see if we can find something. I think I have a bunch of fantasy books by people like Terry Brooks and, oh, what's his name? I can't think of it. Oh, I can't think of the other one. Well, anyway, I have a couple of different authors, and they say they are extremely influenced by the Inklings, so it should be hard to find a book like that. Defeat the Dark Lord. Watch a screen adaptation of an Inkling book or a documentary film about their lives or some screen adaptation that was influenced by the Inklings. And she kind of captured my feelings about this. It's really hard to find let's see, try that again. Find a screen adaptation of an Inklings book that is true to the book, to the source material. A lot of times they take liberties. They might combine characters, which drives me nuts. They might have to cut things because of space and time. And I get some of them I don't. I spoke about that in a different video. I don't remember which one it was. Fulfill the prophecy is number 8. Read a book about the Inklings or their work. Okay, and then she went through and included the Inklings, which I already did for you. So that one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to doing the Inklings. The last read along that I'm thinking about doing should come as no surprise. I'm sorry about my tongue tied. I have inline Invisalign braces, and sometimes my speech gets challenged with it. So I apologize. Thank you for sticking with me. Okay. The last read along I am doing is the not the June on the Range, the Big Book Summer, as you can tell by the size of some of these books. And several of these will be, well, not several, 2 of these that I mentioned, plus the one I mentioned that I didn't show you, so 3 of them qualify for Big Book Summer. The Fellowship of the Inklings, which has, depending on how far back you go, between 500 and 600 pages. The actual writing of it, up to the notes, let's see. The actual book has, okay, here we go. The actual book has 512 pages, and then you go into the notes. So it's well within the parameters of Big Book Summer. The other ones I did not show you for Big Book Summer are Alexander Dumas's The Count of Monte Cristo. This is the one that Kevin Toll Reads, I think is his handle. He just finished reading this, and this is a monster. This book has over 1,200 pages. I will be reading this and potentially this on my Kindle, because I can't put this on the not the step machine, the treadmill when I'm walking. It's too big, it's too unwieldy. So I will read those great big ones on my Kindle. The other book that I didn't show you before, but I did show you for one of my book hauls, I still have a #1 on there because that was supposed to be my next read. It kind of got pushed back. I got this book, I believe it's a Christian fiction, Christian fantasy by D.C. Moore. And I'm kind of wanting to read fantasy again, because I've been reading a lot of mysteries, which are great. I love mysteries, but I haven't read fantasy, it must be a good 4, 5, 6 months. So I thought maybe I'd do the 2 Kingdoms, see how I like this book, because it's so hard to find a good, clean fiction book. In fact, yesterday I went to Walmart with my husband and my other daughter, Davina, not Talia Nerds Out, but Davina. And we went, and I saw a book that looked like it would be great. It was fiction based on Egyptian myths, and it looked real good, but I couldn't tell if it was going to have things that I would find objectionable, specific scenes, language, etc. So I left it. It's too bad, because it was a beautiful book. It had all that artwork along the sides, like the Tolkien books do that I showed you, with the pretty artwork on it, and it was just beautiful. But I couldn't justify picking it up because I didn't want to have to maybe sell it or turn around and get rid of it. So, but this one looks potentially good, and I believe it's Christian, so I should be able to read it with no problem. So these, these 3 are for Big Book Summer. I don't know if I'll get through them all. I know I probably won't get through Count of Monte Cristo. And then I have the ones for the Inklings, which are these 2 right here, with others like Dorothy Sayers that are usually on Kindle. And then this one for the read along, that is for June on the Range. Now, having all these books means that I have to have a TBR. I don't like TBRs. I don't. But I'm going to have a TBR. I have to write these down so I can check off. It's not going to be a TBR that says what order I read the books, because I'm probably going to be reading at least 2 or 3 of these concurrently. It's more likely going to be a list, and I'm just going to check off that I read this book, and this book on this day. So I'll have, in my planner or whatever, I'll have the books written down, and then, amount of time that I want to read, maybe 15 or 20 minutes a day. And when I finish it, check it off, check it off, check it off, so I make progress. And then when I finish, if I finish the books, then I'll start another one. But I think I must be crazy to be starting all these books, because these aren't all the books I'm reading. I have other books that I'm reading too with Talia that are not included in any of these alongs. So I think I must be nuts. I have my head examined or something. But anyway, this is what I'm planning to do for Big Book Summer and for the other 2 read-alongs, June on the Range and June's journey with the Inklings. If I haven't completely confused you, because I seem to be a little bit all over the place today, I'm glad that you were stuck with me, and I'm glad that you listened to everything. My meanderings, my podcast is not misnamed. I do meander, and I tend to get a little tongue-tied at times, so I appreciate your patience. And I wish you a very wonderful day and weekend. For us, this is a special solemnity in the Catholic Church, so we're all excited about that. But regardless of if it's a special day for you or not, we wish you a wonderful weekend. And I thank you for meandering with me. And I will see you next time I record, or next time that Talia and I record. God bless. Have a great day.